Hello, everyone. Just going to do a quick mic check. I think it sounds okay. A bit of a delay, even on Twitch today. That's weird. All right. Well, either way, not much I can do about that. Um, Let me just double check here. Okay, that's working. Everything. All right, everything looks like it's working. I will have my cameras up in just a minute. Less than that, actually. But yeah, I just need to get my um, table up to sit stand. Alright. All right, and unfortunately, I'm probably going to need a minute to fix my camera. But uh, huh? What just my camera? My cameras were working before I went live. What just happened? Uh, that's not good. Okay, that one I got working. Um, there we go. Wow, that scared me for a second. It's just like what just happened? All right, we're gonna start maybe with a nope. I was gonna say with cat cam, but she ran off. So maybe Misu will come back and I'll be able to do that when she does. All right, but this is all wrong. Why is this all wrong? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, like I said, I knew I was gonna have to fix this a bit. I apologize for anyone watching live or after the fact. Feel free to, if you're watching after the fact, feel free to skip ahead, I suppose. Um, oh, I forgot I have to rotate this. But yeah, most of my paintings, I'm trying to standardize things, but unfortunately, you can't really standardize paintings. Like you can attempt to, but you know, if the painting requires, if it requires a different format, you have to do that, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's so I'm trying to standardize it 9 by 12s, all portrait, but the last painting, it really required it to be landscape. So, oh well, landscape it is. All right. So yeah, I know, not the best. Like I said, if you're watching this after the fact, I recommend skipping ahead a bit. Anyways, for if anyone is here, I know it takes a while sometimes for people to show up, but if anyone's here, how are you doing? How's your weekend going? I hope everyone is having a good weekend. I am working on the video for uh, tomorrow. So after stream today, that's what I'll be doing. It's going to be my Christmas special. So I have a bunch of things to finish up for it. But at least I finished the voiceover. That's done. I just need to compile everything. Um, the voiceover is edited. I need to compile everything and then, um, you know, add music and all of that fun stuff. And then I have to do the remaining videos for the week. So, yeah, just a lot. That's why this isn't ready in advance. I was focusing on some of that other stuff I needed to do. Okay, I think this is close enough. Yeah, that's good. All right, there we go. Every angle I move my screen at, I get reflections. Uh, I don't know what it is. What's it called? The camera, the face tracking. It's pretty good, but sometimes it just, I don't know, it just lags out. I don't know why. So in the future, obviously, I don't know what's going to be happening, but in the summer, if I'm still doing this, I'm going to have to figure out a solution for my camera because this camera uh, will overheat if I'm recording and streaming Right now it's chilly, and so the temperature in the house is a little on the cooler side, but during the summer it will not handle that. So we'll see. I'll keep just something I have to keep in mind for when we get there. But that is quite a bit away. Maybe I'll buy a cheap webcam and then I will mount another camera up here and I'll have like a cheap webcam and uh the recording camera or something. I don't know. I'm probably getting way ahead of myself here. It's just I can't help it. I always think of these things. But yeah, I'd love to keep this going, uh, you know, for that long. That would be amazing. I say that now, but uh, we'll see how the sleep deprivation hits me over over time, though. All right, I'm just grabbing my brushes real quick, and then I'll get started on this one. Um, I'm actually gonna be doing a little bit of adjustments to this one, aside from like aside from the drawing. I'm gonna have to do some color adjustments to this painting, but you'll see that as I go through it. Wait, I hold on. Okay, I need to check something with my camera real quick because I feel like I don't know. I flipped it last time and now it's flipped again. And I don't know if I'm supposed to flip it, if I should be flipping it or not. Wait. Oh, okay, no, it stayed flipped. Sorry, I saw it incorrectly. Okay, so it did stay flipped. But that made me think, do I need to flip it or not? So let me get something that I can read and then I'll know which way is the right way. All right, let's see. I need something here that will have text large enough to read. Oh, I know. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, no, I can't read that. It's flipped. That's okay. So it's mirrored. But but uh, this is more accurate. How can that be? How can it be flipped but more accurate? The reason it's more accurate is because when I'm looking at chat and at my reference, right now I'm looking in the right direction. When it's flipped, I'm looking away. I'm leaving it. It's weird, but I'm leaving it. All right. All right, let's oil out and then get started. There's zero chance that, yeah, this painting, no chance it's wet. All right. Ugh. Ow. All right. There we go, all oiled out. All right, now I'm just gonna go in and do whatever like drawing corrections need done. Because there are things that are slightly out of place. All right, so I'm torn though. If I use my magenta, it'll be quicker. But if I mix all my colors, it'll be less work later. Yeah, I think I'll do that. It's more hassle, but I think it's worth it. So the issue is when I'm drawing onto the reference, I can't really see the not when I'm drawing, when I'm comparing the reference and the oh my god, the reference and my painting, I can't really see the colors of the original. So I have to go based off of the colors that are already there. So I'm essentially mixing to match what's already on the canvas, not necessarily what's actually there. And of course, I'm not always trying to match perfectly because I want to be able to see, you know, what I'm putting down. So if it's not a perfect match, that's okay. Generally speaking, too, the less marks I put down, the better, because it's less things to like get rid of or cover up. This stick is just a mall stick. I don't, I always, I'm always, like I always want to look up why it's called a mall stick, and I always forget to. I don't know why it's called that, but it's just something that I can, rest my hand on to help stabilize my hand. It's not, you know, nothing special. They do sell special ones that are a bit overpriced, although, you know, um, what's it called? Not entirely. Like some of them are metal and they screw together, and like, that's fine if you. I don't know how much it actually costs to manufacture. They need to make money. But this is just this is just a wood dowel from like Home Depot or something. And I painted it white with white gesso. The reason I painted it was just so that it would be smoother and I wouldn't have to worry about splinters or anything. I don't think I really had to worry about splinters, but it did feel rough, and painting it smoothed it a bit, although not as much as I'd like. Before this, I used a little, it's one of those like magnet like extender thingies. That sounds way more complicated than it is. It's one of those little telescoping metal things with a magnet on the end to help you pick up things between, like, the couch cushion, not the couch cushions, I guess the car seats or like behind the couch or something. Anyways, it was very flimsy and I ended up breaking it by accident. It's kind of like those back scratchers. I use those too. But yeah, those are very flimsy, and you know, they're they're bound to break at some point. Although a lot of them are super cheap, so I think they'd be great for travel, which is what I originally intended it for. That was way too dark, but oh well. I can lighten it as I go. Sorry, I forgot to mute my phone. Let me All right, there we go. Oof, I'm going to have to scrape that part. There's a little ridge there left by the paint that I put down earlier, and it's dry, but it's also absolutely not the right place for it. Actually, I'm going to do that now, I think. There's lots of tools you could use to scrape. Um, since the board I'm working on is hard, it's a lot easier if it was stretched canvas. I imagine this would be a little dicier, but this is a very small palette knife and it's very stiff. So it makes for a good scraping tool. I mean, you could literally use a razor. All right. This part is a little complicated. Would have guessed the nose is complicated? I know. Noses are always, I feel like they're always complicated. They're just so busy. There's just so many little, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, not faces. Yeah, maybe. Um, oh, my brain is blinking. Facets doesn't feel like the right word. Like there's just so many different surfaces that in such a small area, you have to, you know, all of those are like you need all of them to describe the form. So being 100% accurate on this painting is definitely not like crucial. I mean, honestly, rarely is it. I know when you're doing portraits, it is important. You want it to look like the person, but I've seen some portrait artists who make it, you know, uh, you know, I mean, it's like it reminds you of the person, but that's, maybe the best I could say. Even some really successful ones, so it just kind of depends. I do think it's okay for it to be the person through the filter of your style. Like I think that's absolutely, acceptable. Unless, you know, I guess if that's not what the client wants, then they won't be happy. But as an artist, like I think that's fine. Hey, Donley, welcome. How you doing? Oh, Donley, thanks for sharing uh, that video in my Discord. I appreciate that. It did bring up the idea that maybe I should create like a video channel for people to share stuff like that. But yeah, not sure. Doing okay. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing all right. I'm tired. I have so much work to do. I was up late working, getting the Christmas special ready, the video that I'm going to be releasing tomorrow. I have to get it done tonight, and then I need to get the rest of next week videos ready. They are not ready, but the Christmas one is closer, at least. I still have a bunch of work to do on it tonight, but I think I'll get it. But yeah, it's been great, but also so much work. But yeah, I didn't have, I don't think I had crazy expectations, and I feel like as far as expectations go, kind of matched that. Like, I wasn't expecting anything major to happen right away. Wasn't expecting to get a bunch of sales right away. I was just hoping to put the videos out, and that was about it. You've really been working for it. I hope people will start to take note for you. For you. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I hope so too. We'll see if I can keep it up. That pace up. I mean, um, only only thing I'm wondering, like, so this coming week I'm doing a short week because it's Christmas, so I'm only putting out 3 videos. And then I think the week after that, because it's New Year's, I can't. I'm not sure if I'm doing 3 or 4 videos. That's the thing. I'm like not sure, but regardless, um, I'm just gonna, I'm getting better at everything. I'm getting at the video side of things. It's just it's taken a while and taken longer than I thought. But yeah. And thanks for all the support. I appreciate it. Everyone who's you know, been supporting me and watching the videos and commenting and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. One thing with YouTube, I'm guessing you may find that viewers may find you immediately or months and even years down the road. Oh yeah. I didn't think it would be immediate. I never thought that. Um, I know it'll take time. My hope is, um, if in an ideal world, enough people find my stuff and enough people start purchasing, uh, so that I can keep it going, you know. 'Cause if I can get enough sales to sustain me, I can keep it going, you know. But that is a big, you know, that is the ideal. That is a big ask, and I don't know that'll happen, of course. But fingers crossed. There's no way it will happen if I don't put out videos. So actually, the real thing, not the real thing, but the thing is, I would really love for that to happen before I find a new job, because once I find a new job, um, I can't imagine keeping this pace up. So it's kind of a it's kind of a race now um, between my job search and uh, YouTube videos. Right now, it's just kind of the you know things are a little dead right now in my industry, because of the holidays. But come the new year, it'll start picking up again. So we'll see. But either way, the videos are there, and they'll stay there. Um, and hopefully people find them in time. Uh, Donley says a thought for a channel in your Discord. Maybe it could be a section for sharing interesting discussion, tips and tricks instead of only videos. Yeah, that's a good idea. Also, I might put although I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I might put another channel for what's it called? Like video topic ideas, if anyone has any, but I'm on the fence about that just because I feel like people will talk about things anyways, so I don't know if that's really necessary. But I like your idea, yeah. Uh, what? Kermo? Hello, your color choices in this piece are so beautiful. Reminds me a lot of Disco Elysium style. Oh, thank you. Wait, Kermo? Is that how you say it? Please let me know if I'm mispronouncing your name. I'll do my best. But thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I love the art from Disco Elysium. I've never played it, but I've seen a ton of artwork from it, and I really like this style. I just unfortunately I never played the game. I'm torn as to whether or not I want to. I've heard nothing but good things about it. The only thing that gives me hesitancy is that I don't usually like um, story games as much as I like action games. So I'm a little torn on whether I want to give it a shot or not. But the artwork's fantastic. Everything looks painted and it has all that texture to it and everything. It's great. I never got into it either because of the same about story games. Yeah, yeah. I've heard good things, but I've always been reluctant to even buy it because I'm just like, you know, um, like I like I like from soft games and I like first person shooters, stuff like that. Oh, Dunley says I'll be lurking. Your painting is looking great. Oh, thanks, Dunley, and of course, enjoy your lurk. Are you streaming later today, by the way? I noticed, I think it was last time you had streamed, um, but you didn't mention that you were going to, so I saw it after the fact. But if you need to go, go. Sorry, not trying to keep you here. Just thought about that as you were leaving or lurking. Uh, um, Kermo, are, once again, if I get it wrong, let me know. Are you an artist as well? Ooh, that is way too bright. I don't recognize your name, so I apologize if we've already talked and you've told me everything about you and I'm not recognizing the name. I'm bad with written names a lot of times. I'm bad with names in general, but written names are the worst, so. Um, Samaj says, welcome to Sunday. Nice to see you. Progression on this piece. Hey, Samaj, welcome. Thank you. And how are you doing today? And yeah, I'm gonna have to finish this piece. I don't know that I'll be able to finish it today because after stream, I do not have time to work on it, but I should have it done, I'll say in the next couple days. It'll have to be in the next couple days. I also I have to adjust some things on this piece as I'm going. Like I do like it the way it is, but well, obviously I have to finish it. But as I finish it, I'm going to have to make some adjustments to some of the colors. I need it to be a little, like I need to push things a little bit, but you'll see. Not gonna give it all away right now. Well, you'll have to just see. Will you define the jawline a bit more? No. I don't think so. Let me look. So, no, I don't think so. I mean, overall, probably a bit, but like, so in the reference, it cuts off here, and then like this triangle is like I can see the bone and I can see the throat and then how it connects to the neck. So, I mean, I will be defining that more, but he's not going to get like the cut, like jaw, like if I were drawing this as a, like if I were drawing this as a comic book character or in that kind of style, then I would put like, I would literally just put a line here and then a line here, and that would be like it. But it's, more nuanced than that, I guess. So yeah. Kermo says, I just stumbled across you on YouTube recommendations. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I do art as well, not here on YouTube though. Hey, of course, not, a lot of people do art, not on YouTube. That's awesome. I'd love to see your art if you could. You can't share it in the, what's it called? You can't share in chat, but you're welcome to put actually your Instagram handle without the link. You're welcome to do that. Or join the Discord, either or, yeah. Hey, Des, good to see you. Des says, Kirmo, we love sharing. We love to share around here. If you have an Instagram username, please share it. The link won't work, of course. Yeah, no, links won't work. Samash says, no, not a cut, just a bit more definition. I was thinking right where the triangle is. Looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. Hey Des, how are you doing? Alrighty. Des says, doing okay. About to run out and pick up my sister and shop though. Hey, no worries. I understand. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make this a very long stream today. Like I try and do on Sundays, I generally try and do like 3-hour streams. Um, but I don't think I'll be able to do that today. I'm trying to get the video for tomorrow ready. Um, and I need to do that. Plus, I have to go pick up groceries, and I set a what's it called? Pickup time. So I won't. Unfortunately, today's not going to be an extra long stream. I should hit the like 2-hour mark, so about another hour or so for anyone who's curious. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to do the 3-hour stream today, unfortunately. Um, that that Christmas painting really messed up my schedule. But it's all right. It is what it is. But yeah, Kermo, we do love sharing around here. There's a lot of people who are artists in the chat and in my Discord as well. Um, so yeah, you're welcome to share. Like I said, the you can share the name, but the link won't work. And I think if you share it with the @ symbol, that won't work either. I could be wrong about that. But yeah. Also, no pressure though. If you don't feel comfortable sharing for any reason, no obligations. Um, but yeah, and then I don't know. I recently started releasing videos. I'm trying to keep uh, daily. I'm trying to do it daily for weekdays. But we'll see. It's um, it's an ambitious goal, but that is the goal right now, to release uh, daily videos. Well, weekdays, daily videos. I just started it. That's why like I talk about it a lot. And I apologize to everyone who's like so tired of me already. But yeah, that's why. What type of artwork do you do? Like what do you have a preferred medium or you know uh a bit of just so for you and anyone watching after the fact too. My channel is dedicated to oils, but I have a background in just illustration in general, and I work as a uh, storyboard artist in TV animation, and I've been at one point I went all digital years ago. Before I even touched oils. Before that, it was acrylics and watercolors. So I have a variety uh, of, artwork types under my belt. Hey, Heather. Heather says, I'm here. Sorry I'm late. Hey, no worries. And also, you don't have to apologize. I always say this, you don't have to be, I appreciate the people who come. I really do. I appreciate the people who interact and talk. Um, it makes it a lot easier because it's a lot harder to like just talk to myself when no one's around, which, does happen because everyone's schedule is what it is. So I do appreciate it, but also no one's obligated. So I am thankful, but you don't have to apologize for being late. Unless you specifically told me that you were going to be here, in which case, yes. How are you doing, Heather? I was finishing my Patreon pages for today and tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, I was up late, working on the video for tomorrow. I still have so much to do for that. But the voiceover is recorded, which is honestly the most difficult part. So the voiceover is recorded. I need to do some slight adjustment to timing, drop in some music, and then I need to edit the video together, which is less work. I also had to take photos. I did that today of the painting so that I can have, photos of the painting. Yeah. Hmm. Um, yeah, Heather, you should also drop your Patreon. You can't drop the link in the what's it called? In the chat. Links don't work, but you can, if you join my Discord, you can share it in the Discord under, I think it's self-promotion. I think it's the channel. If not, I'll find the right channel for it or make it. Yeah. Kirmo says, I did digital painting for years, but I'm trying to learn traditional painting now. I also recently been trying sculpture a bit. Thanks for asking. Oh, that's awesome. That's great to hear. I think traditional is, there's something very special about it, in my opinion. Like once I got into oil painting, it was like that was it for me. Um, I mean, I still do digital for work and stuff, but yeah, it's when I went to visit my mom, can't remember, a year ago, 2 years ago, I can't even remember when it was. Either way, when I went to visit my mom, um, and I brought my iPad with me, and it was so frustrating to try and paint on it. I can draw on the iPad, sketching I can do, but real like painting, I find digital painting very frustrating now in comparison to you know in comparison to traditional. Um, Heather says, "Okay, thanks. I'll join Discord." Uh, Yeah, of course. But I also know you don't like what's it called? Like um, there's too many platforms and stuff, so I get that too. Um, Heather says, I used digital for my Patreon, but this year I hand painted Christmas cards in watercolor. I think they turned out nice. Oh, that's awesome, Heather. I didn't know that. That's great. Um, there's nothing wrong with digital. I'm not one of those people. I'm just saying the experience of making traditional is so much more satisfying personally. Des says to Caramel, I did the same digital for a few years, then went to oils. The skill transfer well. It's good. Yeah, the skills definitely transfer. There's definitely a learning curve of getting used to the medium, but once you get past that, the skills um, absolutely transfer. Des is absolutely right. Um, so yeah, because that's the thing, right? Like making, like painting, all there's the mental skill and like the hand-eye coordination, and that's it, right? Like, and knowing how the medium works and everything. But those things are the like knowing how the medium works, knowing how the the program works, all that's the easy stuff. The hard stuff is the skill to make it into something. But yeah, Des, I think is really uh, flourished since she started doing oils. She's definitely had a lot of really cool things happen this last year, really cool projects and stuff. So very nice things. Um, Kermo says to Des, I just got some oil paints, tried with acrylic and hated them. LOL. It's my feeling on them too. The main thing that's hard, I feel, is learning to mix colors. Yeah, but you get a handle on that. One I want to give a few safety things. A lot of people don't know about some of the safety concerns when it comes to paint. Um, People mostly know about like if you're using solvents, you have to have ventilation. And for the record, if you're using acrylics, you probably should have ventilation as well, um, depending on what you're using. Uh, I say this because acrylics are the only paint that have ever actually made me sick from fumes. Um, but then the thing that people aren't aware of with oils usually um, is that this applies to any drying oil, not specifically oil paint, but any oil that dries. The way oil dries is it oxidizes, and when it oxidizes, it can generate heat. Now, it's not a lot of heat, but if you have an oil-soaked rag and bunch that up and throw it in the trash, it can generate enough heat to combust. So you have to be careful with that. Um, there are special trash cans you can buy, but I just use like airtight jars or containers, and I fill it with water and dish soap, and I put all my rags in there. Yeah. Um, that says you can kind of just swing with it with colors. It's the tone and shade that are more important than making the exact match to the reference. Wing it, swing it, fling it, whatever. Yes, I mean you're right, absolutely. But also you'll get a hang of the pigments. The problem is the pigments. The way that pigments mix isn't 100% like uh, linear isn't really the right word, but that's the word that I can think of. Like if I were to take the colors in the computer and say like this color and this color, the way they mix should make whatever color you think comes out of it. When it with pigments, it's not perfect because they're not, you know, they're just they're real things, and so there are all kinds of aspects of it that change the effect of the mixture. And so you think it should go one way and then it slightly moves, but it's not a huge difference. Okay, Des back later. Gotta run and get my sister. Hey, no worries, Des. If I'm not here, it was great seeing you, however short it was. Uh, yes. Have a good rest of your weekend, if that's the case. But yeah, you you'll get the hang of the mixing. The sorry, one second. Sorry, I didn't mute on time for that. Apologies. Um, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So for the colors, my recommendation is when you first start out, uh, mix with a palette knife and pre-mix like your major colors, because for me at least that was helpful, because when I first started, um, I couldn't mix while I was painting. I found it too, it was too distracting. Like, not distracting, I just, trying to paint, trying to match colors, trying to do everything all at once was just too much. So pre-mixing was very helpful. But now I almost never pre-mix anything because I don't find it super helpful anymore. But yeah, that I I don't know. I found that helpful when I first started. And then I think the other thing too I came across when I first started was that I couldn't get my, like, I remember specifically I was trying to paint, it was a tomato and a tangerine. And I tried to mix the color of the tangerine, and I couldn't get it orange enough for the tangerine. And then and then the tomato, I couldn't get it, like I could match the tomato, but the tangerine I couldn't match it. And so the tangerine looked darker than the tomato. So the pigments are limited. Obviously, to be fair, I wasn't using the best paint at the time, so better paint would help with that to a degree. There's a limitation to that, but to a degree it would have helped specifically me at the time. But there is a limitation, and so you have to kind of adjust all your values to those limitations. One thing that I work off of a monitor, and I know a lot of people work off monitors nowadays. It's very common, right? Well, your monitor projects light, so it's harder to match colors to it, because as soon as you put something up in front of it, it gets darker because the monitor is creating a shadow essentially. But also, the other thing is the monitors have a much wider range, especially the light. Your whites are never going to match what's in your monitor. So what I did was I turned the brightness down on my monitor significantly. So now it's a lot duller looking, but that's fine because it's easier to match. I also turned down the contrast a little too. Kermo says, "I'll give that a try next time. Thanks for all the tips." Yeah, I'm happy to help and happy to give tips. Um, you know, I ran into a ton of I did a ton of mistakes when I first started getting into oils. Um, you know, and if I can save people from or help people, I'm happy to. I most like the technical part of using oils I learned from people on YouTube as well, for the most part. I did end up taking some classes eventually. Um, but originally I I learned most of it from YouTube. I need to create a master list of all the people I recommend on YouTube who have really, really good information, because I always forget people. My memory is not the greatest. Um, but yeah, I need to make, like I said, I just need to make a master list. I think I'll start compiling one on my, what's it called? On my Discord. It'll be maybe it'll be a living list so I can modify it, you know, or something like that. Yeah, I think I'll do that. That's an idea. I'll make a channel or something where I have a master list and people can recommend people to add to the list or not. I think that's a good idea. Uh, Kermo says, YouTube is such a great resource now. I remember using it all the time when I was starting out with digital painting. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. Um, I used YouTube for the same thing when I was learning digital painting. I also I once I had some problems with my uh, washing machine, and I used it to, I looked up instructions on how to uh, take my washing machine apart. Well, it wasn't mine. But it was in the house I was renting. Um, I for automotive stuff as well, because I'm not a car guy. But yeah, absolutely. It's an amazing platform. But yeah, there's some great painters on YouTube, um, with very good instructional videos and stuff. I can name a couple off the top of my head. This is by no means a comprehensive list though, because I definitely am not going to remember everybody. Uh, Kermo says there seems to be a tutorial for anything you could ever ask for. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I took a, well, I signed up for, it's not a class, it's Chelsea Lang. she's a YouTuber, painter, and she has a boot camp. I signed up for that when she first started it years ago. Um, but she's fantastic, and I recommend her. Um, oh, there's one artist, like blanking on her name right now, and I hate that I am. She has like, as far as oil painting goes, she has maybe the best, like, it's like a 2 hour, maybe 3 hour tutorial, like not even tutorial, it's like a talk about oil painting, about all the like beginner steps, about like materials. It's not about like painting itself, it's just about materials. But so good and comprehensive. But I'm blanking on her name right now. Um, oh, damn it. I'll have to find it at some point. I think it's in my Discord somewhere. I think I shared it because it was so good. Um, but I cannot remember what her name is for the life of me. Um, Alpi Faye is a fantastic, YouTube artist. Swell, I think, as well. But Alpi Faye, he does. I don't like. He doesn't do tutorials as much, which is fine. Not everyone has to do tutorials. But his, I don't think his stuff is like geared towards tutorials. Um, but Andrew Tischler is really good. Um, oh, um, there, there, Proco, of course, is well known, um, and has a lot of stuff. Oh my God, I'm blanking on so many names right now. The no, it's not Andrew White. Andrew White is a painter, not on YouTube. The Watts School, I think. Um, oh, there's another one. Chelsea Lang is part of she goes to another studio near her, and she's a part of that one too. But I can't remember the name of it right now. Um, uh, Damn, my memory. I wish it was better. I'll remember at some point. Oh, East Oak Studios. That's what it is. East Oak Studios. And there's also two Stefan Baumans. One's Stefan Bauman and one's Steven Bauman, or something like that. I get them confused because their names are too close together for my brain. Back in the day, I used to watch what is Lena Danya, but I still watch her videos, but she doesn't do much in the way of tutorials anymore. But I still watch her videos. She just doesn't put out videos nearly as much. Um, but yeah. Hmm. Feel like I have something stuck in my throat. Oh, for anyone who's new to oil painting, another thing too is like if you're painting, depending on the pigments you have, like I know this was something I used to get frustrated with because I like the standard blue that a lot of you know a lot of sets, a lot of kits, a lot of artists recommend is ultramarine blue, which is a great blue and cheap, uh, and so it's a very good blue. However, ultramarine blue is not capable of making certain blue colors. Like you just cannot use it to mix certain blues. Um, and I know that can be very, very frustrating. Uh, and you also, depending on your pigments, will struggle mixing certain purples and violets. Basically, the pigments, definitely have their limitations, and there is no, to my knowledge, no perfect palette that, yeah, I think my palette is the most versatile. However, it is not perfect, and I have definitely run into its limitations. So, um, yeah, the only like if you want a palette that has the widest range, you're going to have a lot of colors on it. Um, or you just adjust the colors to, you know, to, and take artistic license essentially. And I think both are good. Like I think it's good to do both and to do a variety of things depending on what you're doing. Hey Donley. Uh places wait. Places that rely on color correct monitors used to have visors around the screen to keep other light sources from influencing the viewer. Maybe they still do, but that's been a while since I've seen it. Uh, yeah, they do some places like a lot of editing, like people who do color editing for movies and for product and stuff like that. A lot of times they work in dark rooms essentially, so that they don't get glare, so that the colors are accurate and so on. Not like pitch black, but these are rooms that are dark. Very common. That was actually an issue I ran into when I did plein air painting. Was my I know I've talked about this before, but my painting and my so the paint the plein air setup has it so that the painting's here and the palette's here. Well, my palette is facing the sky, so it would have a lot more blue in it. Um, Perceived blue, but then when I put it on the canvas, the color would change. It would drive me crazy. So that was very frustrating. But yeah, they still have those visors that go around monitors and stuff like that. But yeah, the pigments are just are just limited. They just can't hit the the same ranges either. So that's where like you have to kind of just make a make adjustments and change things, or have a crazy large palette, and still you're going to run into things that your palette is incapable of reproducing. Less, but yeah. If only the paint was as versatile as RGB, like RGB screens. But yeah. And yes, I know you can always just go digital. It's not the same. I have seen there are some artists who I've seen some artists who like put lights behind their artwork, and their artwork is on like canvas, so it's thin enough and the lights actually shine through. I have seen that. Also, some people, I've seen people who do it, who paint on like clear, like acrylic, or I think mostly it's like clear acrylic, stuff like that. And then, um, then you can have light come through in different ways. That's also something I've seen people do. And of course, people paint on metal, uh, or mirrors to make it reflective. Seen that also. I've painted on metal too. Not a lot. I need to do. I want to do more of it. I have this little. Oh, whoops. I have this little copper test painting I did. Um, you can see it here. This is just a test. I wasn't going to get into detail on something this small, but it's a copper panel, and I think it has a lot of nice luminosity to it. I actually have a larger panel um, that I bought a while ago, and it's just sitting there right now. I need to use it. Um, but James Gurney, he is fantastic. He's an amazing artist, and he has some videos on YouTube. He's trying to get people to his I forget what platform he uses, but he's basically like a Patreon or something. It's not Patreon, but it's, you know, in that vein. But he does have YouTube videos, and he does talk about like he uses very limited palettes and stuff like that. And it's, you know, his approach is basically just like interpreting the colors and adjusting things to make it, you know, to make it work. Um, and I think ultimately, unless you're going for hyper realism, you're going to have to do that. And I think you know, stronger paintings come out of that. Honestly, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's uh, actually very positive to do that. Are you pointing to your previous comment on Lee? Is that what the little, are you trying to, I did address it. Was I muted at the time? I'm confused on Lee. Honestly, this is one of those instances where ideally I actually would have gone the other direction with this, but um, I'm left-handed, so it was awkward. So I'll just have to adjust it after the fact. But yeah, it would have been more convenient or better for the stroke to like do it that way. One thing I've noticed, so I have a tendency to overemphasize or want to overemphasize what's it called? Um, like bounced light. Um, and the tendency that I have with that is to make it lighter than it actually is. So the light, the reflected light that's in the shadows, I have a tendency to want to brighten it up. So instead of doing that, what I try and do is um, I increase like the saturation of the colors, and that gives the illusion of it being brighter without it actually being lighter in value. Donnelly says, I wonder what tricks people that paint plein air all the time use to better represent what they see. Um, a ton of tricks. What's his name? Uh, Chamberlain Paints or something like that. He has a YouTube channel. He does a lot of plein air and he talks about that. And Proco has talked about that a couple times. And then what's his name? James Gurney. He's probably the best. He just doesn't have the most content. But he does mostly plein air, and honestly, he makes, I think, everybody else like. There's very few plein air painters as good as him, and yeah, and very few who make videos about it too. So, um, highly recommend checking him out. Sorry if you're already answering my question. I muted so I could think how to word it properly. I mean, I discussed it a bit. I didn't understand why you were pointing to the thing that you'd posted earlier. That was the one thing that confused me. One second, I have to check this. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I feel like I should always have to fill the space, but sometimes my brain just like goes, no, we're focused on painting right now. So unless there's like a specific question, sometimes I do find it hard to talk. Donley says, somehow I wasn't watching live. That's why I pointed. I don't know, shaking my head. Donley, YouTube just hates you. It seems to happen. Like, I swear to God, that happens to you, I think, more than anyone ever. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it seems to be. Uh, yeah, I need to go back over to Twitch. I mean, I get it. Like YouTube's what's it called? Their mobile app is so much better than Twitch. Plus the commercials, I don't know about. I'm assuming that the commercials are so much better here too on YouTube. So I get it. And as it is, I'm gonna be ending in a couple minutes. I have so much stuff to do, unfortunately. I can't make it a long stream today. I wonder if when I muted it paused the video. Maybe. With Actually, with how often it's happened to you, I've actually become paranoid that it will happen to me when I'm watching someone else's live stream, that I'm more cautious about it. So I do owe you for that. Please ignore my YouTube woes and continue talking art. Don't want to distract. Oh, you're fine. Like I said, I'm reaching my time limit as it is. Um, yeah. Plus I need coffee and food. Yeah. I woke up very late today, so when I say this, it's not entirely accurate, but uh, all I've had to eat today is literally like a small handful of nuts. Um, but like I said, I woke up super late, so it's not exactly a um, you know, good representation of like what I've had today. But yeah, not a lot. Are you saying you're a squirrel that happens to paint? I'm not saying I'm not. I just downloaded Marvel Rivals. I haven't even played it. I don't have time to play it, but I downloaded it and I know Squirrel Girl is one of the characters. Maybe I should play her. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be calling it a day. If they didn't, wait, they didn't majorly nerf her. Squirrel Girl's supposed to be stupidly powerful. I mean, if we're talking about, look, that game is never going to be accurate to the comics because, like, you know, they're just characters that cannot compete with other characters, and they are in the same arena. It's just there's no way to do that based off of the comics, you know? Like there's a lot of characters there who don't stand a chance against, Hulk or Iron Man or Thor. I mean, I'm sorry, all due respect, very few characters should be able to compete with Thor. But whatever. It's just a game. We'll see what it's like. Like I said, I haven't played it. I I don't have time, but hopefully, um, before the end of the year. Hopefully. Anyways, I'm gonna have to call it a night though for the stream. Um, I'll be back on Thursday. Yes, Thursday. I'll be back on Thursday. Um, I'm trying to think of anything else. New video coming out tomorrow. My Christmas special. Um, what else? I don't know. Like, subscribe, join Discord, follow Don Lee on Twitch. He streams on Twitch. He's great. Um, he does digital art. Yeah, I don't know. My brain is fried. Dunley says, I used to play a Facebook game called Marvel Avenger Alliance, and they sort of did make her crazy powerful for that. That's funny. Yeah, like I said, I don't know, but she's on there. Maybe I'll play her. Who knows? Anyways, have a great rest of your weekend. Have a happy Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everybody. Um, yeah, that's all I got. I don't know, my brain, I can just feel my attention just like completely losing focus. So, have a good one, everybody. Take care. Donley says, take care. Great work. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And yeah, that's all. Have a good one.